Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez coming back at you today, bringing you some good vibes. Hope you're up, making some moves, making things happen. Hopefully you got your mind in the right place. And again, if your mind is not in the right place, then we're going to try to help with that and put it in the right place. Morning, Mr. Daniel. How's it going today, man? How you doing over there? Hope everything is going great for you. So like I said, get up every morning, and I'm really just kind of attached to this book right now, and a lot of just really good stuff coming out of this book, and I just want to share different things that I see and read in it that I think can really kind of help with the situation that we're going through, or just any situation, you know. So again, I'm still back into the Jocko book, Discipline Equals Freedom. Got all my little bookmarkers there, so let's go ahead and get into it, and then I'll break it down there. Compromise, okay? That's the name of the chapter here, compromise. So when working with other people in dynamic situations and relationships and deals, a person, especially a leader, must compromise. Finding the common ground between teams, merging different approaches to the same problem, bridging personalities with people who might not get along, reaching agreements in courses of action, all of these require compromise. And in many cases, a failure to compromise is a failure to succeed. But those are external compromises with other people, other humans that have their own personalities and ethos and issues. And a compromise is needed to unify. So to work with them, compromise is a must. But internally, okay, this is where it's different, okay? Compromising with other people, external. But internally, it's different with myself. I have to hold the line. I love that line there, man. He's always talking about holding the line, staying steady, staying the course. There are areas within myself where I cannot compromise. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to train hard. I'm going to improve myself. I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I am going to own my mistakes and confront them. I'm going to face my demons. I'm not going to give up or give out or give in. I'm going to stand. I am going to maintain my self-discipline. And on those points, there will be no compromise. Not now, not ever. So, just making sure that was all of it. So yeah, so when it comes to other people, you know, relationships, business relationships, whatever the case may be, you know, you might have to compromise. Well, you have to compromise sometimes, trying to get things done together as a unit, as a team for a common goal, regardless of differences or opinions. But when it comes to yourself and what you believe in and the way you think things should be, then there should be no compromise. And I think a lot of people do that. They compromise with themselves, with the goals that they have. They let other people influence those goals. Other people around them influence those goals. They compromise. You know, you hear it all the time. You know, you're trying to do something, you got a goal in mind, and you're around other people that don't really have those same goals. And they're like, well, just take a break. You know, it's the weekend, start on Monday. You can just start on Monday. Why do you got to be so serious? Why do you got to be, you know, why do you got to do that now? Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, relax a little bit. And they want you to compromise with yourself. And that's where the discipline has to hold, you know, it has to stick. And, you know I've dealt with that many, many times from a lot of people. I know I've had numerous students and other people that I've met where, you know, they compromise with their own goals and their own things that they wanted to do because someone else, you know, they let other people influence their mindset and their goals that they have. And so then what happens? You wait another day to get started. You wait till Monday to get started. Then Monday comes, maybe you just don't make it happen. Something else, you compromise with something else. And then it just continues to go on and on and on. And, you know I've had many friends, many students where, you know, they're at work, the atmosphere that they're at work with the foods that people bring in, you know, kind of, you know, defeat that compromise. You know, you have a goal in mind, you think something that you want to do, and then someone brings in donuts, someone brings in I don't know, some kind of treats at work, and you just break the discipline, and you're like, it's just one. It's just one. Yeah, I'll just have one. I'll just get one of those cupcakes or whatever. You're compromising with your goals because all this stuff is around you, and you can't just stick to the discipline and hold it. And then what happens later on? You feel bad. You feel the regret. Now you feel like you got to go work it off. You got to go do something to just kind of make up for it. And like I've said in my other videos, not saying that you can't ever have like some sweets or some things, but if you have something in your mind that you want to look like, or you want to be like, or you want to do, this chapter here helps reinforce that. There should be no compromise. There should be no compromising in what it is that you envision yourself to be like and what you want to be, because then otherwise it's just going to continue to be delayed. It'll be a delayed thing to where it's just going to take longer to get there. And if you don't compromise and you just hold the line like he's talking about, you'll get to wherever you want to get to a lot faster. And so I really like what he's talking about, man. He makes his mistakes, he confronts them, he faces his own demons, and but he's not going to give up. He's not going to go out or give in. He's going to keep, he's going to make a stand on that. So if that's you out there, compromising with some of the things that you want to do, what you want to be like, stop it. Don't let it happen. Stick to a discipline, whatever. I was talking to someone recently, and they asked me, they asked me something like, kind of like a mission statement. I forgot the word that they used, but it was more of like about myself. And, I just realized like a long time ago that I wanted to be a certain way, have a certain mindset. And I think I kind of gave the example where I used my mom the other day as one of those examples with, I think the chapter was Sugar-Coated Lies, where, my mom would love to, like any mom, would invite me over for dinner. But when she invited me over for dinner, the food that she made was unhealthy food, and I just had to eventually tell her, no, I'm not. If you're going to continue to cook like that, I'm not going to come over and eat. I'll wait until you cook something healthier for me, because I have some goals set forth. Maybe I got a competition coming up. I'm trying to cut weight, or I'm trying to just eat clean. And I don't want to come over on a Wednesday or something and just eat, some Mexican food that's going to just put extra weight back on me and have to work extra harder to where it's just going to mess up everything that I'm doing. So I didn't compromise. I made it very clear to my mom, like, hey, look, this is what I'm trying to be like. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to eat. So if you want me to come over and eat, please cook this way. And is eventually what she started to doing, which was a good thing for her too, because, now her and my dad, they don't eat healthy all the time, but they do eat healthier than what they did like when I was growing up. They for sure eat a lot healthier, eat cleaner than when I was a kid growing up or in high school. The food looked a lot different. It wasn't like what my mom cooks now. So they are better off because of that. I didn't compromise. I was able to hold the line and say, hey, look, this is what this is what I want. And if you want to cook, have me come over, then let's do this, eat this way. So whatever you have out there, I'm guilty of it too. There's just times where, you fall down and you fall off the wagon. You got to pick yourself back up. But it's just one of those things where you can't keep doing it repetitive, where you just keep making those same mistakes. You make a mistake, don't kill yourself over it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just hold the line. Just get back on track and then stay focused on what it is that you want to do. And so I do the same thing like with my students, with my academy. My academy is a lot different than most. I traveled around all over the world and then trained at some of the highest level academies out there. And I did an interview last night with Gustavo Dantes on Instagram, and it came up to where when I went to Brazil in 2010, I got to see how those Brazilians were training their kids and how they trained as adults. And it really opened up my eyes to like, yeah, man, we're really training in a lot weaker kind of way. And I like that kind of grind that they were putting their kids through and their adults. So when I get back, there will be no compromising, because what I was having people take breaks and, they want to sit out rounds and come back in the next round, and then they would pick on guys that never took a break and, that kind of stuff. So then the rules really started to change, and a lot of people didn't like that. And so, not everyone's going to be happy with that. Some people left, a lot of people stayed, but it is what it is, because I have a vision for my academy, how we're going to train, what my students are going to be like, and I want them to be ready for anything that happens, whether it's a real life situation where they got to defend themselves in the street, or the tournaments coming up. They will always be ready because of the way we train day in and day out. Nothing compromises that. If, like I said, a lot of people come in and they're like, this training is just not for me. And I can respect that. It's just not what they're looking for. But I have a lot of people that do want that kind of training. And my place is that place for those individuals. If you can handle that, we're going to help you grow and develop, and then you'll be able to defend yourself in any situation. So there is no compromising when it comes to, how we train on the mat and what the atmosphere is like. It's not reckless. Okay, it's not reckless. There's not all kind of holes in my wall. We're not hurting people. People aren't walking out of there with their, arms hurting or legs hurting or necks hurting and stuff like that. It's just really good, tough, strong training. And I got that from when I went to Brazil. I got to see how those guys train down there. And I came back and changed things. And I was like, no more will I allow certain people to do certain things. These are the rules. This is the way I have it set. That's the way it's going to be. And like I said, some people left, and it's all good because I have a vision for my school, how I want to be, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's it. There is no compromising on stuff like that. And, of course, people talk about me because of that. But my academy and my students are doing what I want them to do. I'm achieving things that I want them to achieve because I'm not allowing that compromise on my mat. So same thing with my health and fitness. I don't compromise with that. I stick true to the way I am. Again, I do have my cheat days. I love my dark chocolate. I love my, my pizzas with the whole grain crust and the spinach and sun-dried tomatoes and the grilled chicken. There's a place called Paleo's down the street from here. It's the only place I know that makes whole grain crust. And they hook me up with light cheese and extra sauce. And, that's like a cheat day for me. Some students say, oh, man, that's not cheating. It is for me. I'm eating a pizza, it's whole grain crust, light cheese, extra sauce, grilled chicken, spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of dark chocolate, a glass of wine or something, man. It's all good, but that's my cheat day. So besides that, I'm not going to throw out anything in my body like cheeseburgers, fries, chicken tenders, sodas, Cokes, anything like that. So compromise to make other things happen within your teams at work, but don't compromise with yourself. Stick true to what you want to do. Write some things down. This is how I envision myself to be like. And then nothing breaks that. Okay. Nothing comes in between that, between you and the things that what you want to be like. And then you'll stop doing all that stuff. You'll stop making compromises and stop starting on Monday instead of starting when you're supposed to start. All right. So we'll leave it there. Hope everyone's doing great, and stay safe. And we'll talk to you guys next time.